Yugi Tubes, we got a Zachariah Butler here. I think he ended in the top 16 or something like that of ARG Des Moines.
I hear that's where it was.
Yeah, you want to show your deck?
No?
Oh.
Okay. Well, first off, I got this cool little mat, which isn't even from here. This is not Iowa. This is Ohio. Same number of letters though, so it's okay. Anyways, so I play 3 of this thing, because that's good. That's the Beast. I play 2 dragons. Double Falco, because fuck you guys, 2 is good. 1 Squamata and 1 Hedgehog, because outside of turn 1, you never want to see this card, like, ever, honestly. Like, the only way this card's really good is, like, when you go Mathematician, send this, send Falco, and you set Shadow Games, it's just like an auto-win, but outside of that, it's just not that good. So I only cut it to 1, and then I cut this to 1 because I don't actually know why, but I decided to put 1. Because fuck you, I'm good, that's why. BLS, because it's a shitty gold rare, and I can't afford good cards. And then I play 1 Chaos Sorcerer, because I like to play 2 Chaos Monsters. That's really my reason. 1 Caius, because I'm Zach Butler. 3 Moral Techs, because I guess you have to play these cards if you want to play the Artifact build, which I hear is the good build, though I thoroughly disagree. I think we should go back to the Dragon builds, because those are the best ones. And then 1 Effect Veiler, just for Effect Negation, obviously, because Majesty's Fiend and Vanity's Fiend are relevant cards. You also need to be able to stop, like, opposing Shaddoll Beasts going off. These guys, obviously, you can't do that in that one, because, you know, it's during the opponent, during your turn, so that's cool. But, yeah, that was pretty good. And it's just, it's also another Light just to send, and, oh yeah, also, when you play these 2 together, like, this is just, like, poetry in motion, because you get to make an Arcanine Magician, which is awesome. That's pretty cool. I did that once. My opponent was sad. I saw some tears. And then 3 Math Guy, because he's got a beard. And Armageddonite is shit. Just saying. This guy is, like, huge. And he doesn't lose out to Shadow Mirror, which... Satellar Knight's maining Shadow Mirror was a thing this weekend, which that needs to stop. That's not a real deck anymore. Eric Jackson can confirm it's not a real deck anymore.
No.
For spells, I play 3 of this thing, because fusions are cool again. 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, because... well, I actually decided this when I was slightly inebriated, but it ended up working out because people were maining Shadow Mirror, so that's cool to not let that happen. Super Poly, because it's a good card. Foolish. Soul Charge, holy shit. Fuck. Yeah. Soul Charge, because that's a good card. Allure Darkness, because that's also a good card. Not much to say about that, because that's boring. Then you play 3 of these things. 3 of this guy, 3 of this guy, and then 2 of this guy, because I only wanted to play 2 because I wanted to have another Light, because I took out Felice. Well, Felice is really cool. It never goes off. You always draw it, and I'd rather just draw an Effect Veiler. So I was like, well, 2 Breakthrough Skills are good. What about 3? And I was like, well, 3 is just too many, so we'll just play 2 and an Effect Veiler, which is really good. This card was amazing, like, all the time. Like, I almost want to play 3, but I can't. And then 1 Compulsory, and then the most important trap card in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! That I've used twice now is Shaddoll Core, which, this card is like, how do I explain it? Okay, so in all the testing I've done with this deck, I've always run into situations where, just the fact that this is just a Shaddoll monster, and has like, noteworthy stats is incredible, because you'll run into situations where you'll just run into a moment where you're just like, well, I have Super Poly and I have nothing else, well, I can just use Shaddoll Core, or I just need something to sit out there because Satellar Knights just don't summon big monsters, and that's what this is for. Also, setting this off of Construct right now is like super relevant, because you'll make your Construct, and then if your opponent gets Burning Abyss especially, they'll out it with a Karma Cut or a Wing Blast, so you just send this off of Construct's effect, and Construct, or this will get back the fusion, Construct will get back this if it dies. It doesn't matter if it dies, because all this did was get back the fusion, and you outed Karma Cut because that card's bullshit. Fuck that card. Extra deck, I play Volcasaurus, which I cheesed once, and then the other time I got Moral Tect, which is dumb. Durandal, which I think is better than Pleiades in this deck, because just winning against the mirror match is like so hard, and like, since I play like Core, and I mean obviously, you know, you have like all the good cards you want to set, being able to make their Shaddoll Fusion just become a back row popper is amazing. And yeah. I shuffled someone's hand back once when I knew he had like double Altair, and he just drew like double Call the Haunted instead, and he was very sad. Then you play Shaddoll, because that's a good card. Excite on Night, because it's the only rank 4 that's not trash. Armades, it's really good just to go into with Mathematician Falco is like the only way of doing it, or Veiler Dragon. But really, it's also awesome because it's a light for this guy. And it's running into Shaddolls and the mirror match is broken. This guy's amazing because Yu-Gi-Oh! Goyo Guardian. Black Rose Dragon, which I apparently forgot to write on my deck list. And then got deck checked, and they let that go. And then day 2, they realized that I didn't write this on my deck list, so I didn't get to play with this in top 16, but it didn't matter because I don't know what good cards are, so I don't get to draw them. I never made this, so I'm probably actually going to cut it. I don't know for what, though. Maybe a third Construct. Or a third Winda. Or both, since apparently I'm a cheater. Arcade Magician, which was not that useful. Spark Dragon, which was not that useful. But I just played it because I play Chaos Sorcerer Caius, so you can go into Spark Dragon with Falco. Leo, which is like the nuts against Burning Abyss, as well as the Tellers. And then 2 Windows and 2 Constructs. And I decided 2 Raikos. I think this card is like the shit, honestly. I don't know why you wouldn't cite this. Because like, they're not gonna, like, if outside the top 16 where they get to see your deck list, they're not gonna just read this as a Raiko on turn 1 and then they run into it and they're sad. Double Puppet Plant, which I kept offering to people to not side these and Mind Control, and they kept saying no, and then they lost because they're dumb and let me side these cards. Gores, which I'm only playing Gores because no one plays Gores, so like they're not gonna expect it. And then you play so many chainable trap cards anyways that you can just like flip a Sinister Shadow Games, discard a beast or send a beast, draw a card, and then you just drop Gores, and now you have like a Gores big monster, a free card you just drew. And then they have to answer this in main phase 2, which is like impossible for most of the decks right now. Double Defusion for the mirror match, which actually, now that I think about it, this card's horrible because I draw it dead a lot, so it's not actually horrible. I just suck at drawing it at a good time. The third Space Typhoon, because that's a good card. The worst card for the game right now, because that's not fair. Like, if you open this in the mirror match, you just, like, win. Like, I mind controlled my opponent's Hedgehog, flipped it, grabbed a fusion, and he had a window out, and then I just... the term that was thrown around was I dirty murked him, so we're gonna go with that. And then I cited Raigeki, just because even though, like, everything replaces itself, just the momentum swing you get off of just wiping their board is amazing. And then I cited Double Rivalry. This is really good. It's really especially good against Burning Abyss because, like, Chaos Sorcerer is a spellcaster. All the stuff you're going to play that's relevant is a spellcaster. Double Trap Stun because Burning Abyss is a back row deck, and I like Trap Stun. And then the third Breakthrough Skill for everything because I wanted more Breakthrough Skills.
So that's the deck. So any last comments about the deck or how the event went?
The event was fun. I enjoyed watching... Who was it that started, like, swearing got a game loss?
I don't know his name. He's playing Parker, though.
Yeah, and then... no, I think Parker was the one who got it, wasn't he? I think Parker got the game loss. Anyways, Derek got DQ'd, which made me sad. This card, people need to start running this card. Seriously, like, this is the best card. Also, stop playing Satellers, because that's not a real deck. But it was a lot of fun. It's awesome. Got to come out here, not work for a few days, have some fun, kick back with some friends. That's about it.
Sounds like a blast. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the interview.
Yay.
And see you next time.